All right, get ready, because today we are taking a deep dive into a text that has been whispering secrets for over a century.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
It is. We're talking about the Kybalion.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Well, I've got the original 1908 version right here.
Wow.
And to make sure we really understand it, we've also got a more modern breakdown in Spanish.
Very thorough.
You know how you're always fascinated by ancient wisdom?
Always.
Well, this book claims to be the essence of Hermetic philosophy,
Hmm.
passed down from Hermes Trismegistus himself.
That's a name that carries a lot of weight.
Doesn't it? And what's fascinating is that even today, Hermetic still means secret.
Right, like it's hinting at hidden knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping we can uncover.
I'm all for uncovering secrets.
To sift through the mystique and see if the Kybalion holds genuine insights or if it's just...
Bunch of mystical mumbo-jumbo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm itching to find out.
A worthy quest. So where do we start?
Well, let's unpack who this Hermes character really is. According to the Kybalion, he was this Egyptian sage,
Okay.
shrouded in legend,
Mysterious.
and credited with founding astrology, alchemy, and all sorts of other mystical traditions.
Wow. So kind of a big deal.
Kind of. But are we talking about a real historical figure or more of a mythical archetype?
That's the thing. The details of his life are pretty much lost to history.
Really?
Yeah, it's like he just emerged from the mists of time, dropped this incredible wisdom, and then vanished back into the shadows.
Oh, that definitely adds to the intrigue.
Right.
So this elusive Hermes supposedly laid the foundation for Hermetic philosophy.
As the story goes.
What's the gist?
Well, at its core, you've got 7 Hermetic principles.
7.
Yep. Each one is like a lens through which to view the universe.
Okay, let's hear them. Give me some ancient wisdom.
All right. First up is mentalism.
Mentalism.
Okay. And it's a big one. The all is mind. The universe is mental.
Whoa, hold on. Is that saying that the entire universe is just a thought?
That's what the Kybalion seems to be suggesting.
Like we're all living in someone's imagination?
Basically, yeah.
That's wild. So everything we experience, the physical world, energy, even our thoughts and emotions.
All manifestations of a single infinite mind.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
It's a mind-bending concept for sure.
So does that mean we're all just figments of this cosmic imagination?
It's a question worth pondering.
And if so, does anything even matter?
We'll come back to that later.
Okay.
For now, let's move on to the second principle.
Okay.
This one is called correspondence.
Correspondence.
It offers a slightly more grounded perspective.
Okay, good.
It states, as above, so below,
Hmm.
implying a mirroring effect between different scales of existence.
So like the patterns in a tiny atom reflect the patterns in a vast galaxy.
Exactly.
Cool.
The Kybalion argues that by understanding the microcosm, we can unlock secrets of the macrocosm.
That's pretty cool, like a universal cheat sheet.
Right.
Okay, what else is in this cosmic toolkit?
Next up is vibration. This one states that nothing rests. Everything is in constant motion.
So like everything has its own energetic hum?
Precisely.
So even a rock is vibing at some level.
At some level, yes.
And everything else, a thought, a star, it's all about the vibration.
According to the Kybalion, yes.
Interesting. So the text even suggests we can change our reality by changing our vibration.
It does say that.
Hold up. Are we talking about attracting things into our lives by like raising our vibes?
You're picking up on some modern parallels?
Because that sounds a lot like something I'd hear in a self-help seminar.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It seems this ancient wisdom might have some modern-day applications.
Fascinating.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
We still have 4 more principles to unpack.
Let's do it.
The next one is polarity, which states that everything has 2 opposing poles.
Okay, like light and dark.
Exactly. Hot and cold, love and hate, you name it.
Classic yin and yang.
Right.
But how does this apply to personal growth?
Good question.
Like if I'm struggling with fear, how can understanding polarity help me overcome it?
The Kybalion suggests that these opposites aren't separate entities,
Hmm.
but rather 2 extremes of the same spectrum.
So like fear and courage are 2 sides of the same coin.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And what's really interesting is that the Kybalion claims we can use this principle to transmute negative emotions into positive ones.
Now that's a superpower I'd love to master.
Wouldn't we all?
How does that even work?
We'll dig into the specifics later.
Okay.
But essentially it involves shifting your focus from the negative pole to the positive one.
So instead of dwelling on fear, you'd concentrate on cultivating courage.
Precisely.
So it's not about denying or suppressing negative emotions,
Right.
but rather about consciously transforming them.
You got it.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
It highlights how the Kybalion encourages us to actively shape our mental and emotional states.
Exactly. It's about taking control.
Okay, what's next?
The fifth principle is rhythm.
Rhythm, okay.
This one states that everything flows in cycles, like a pendulum swinging back and forth.
Okay, so like the seasons.
Yes, day and night.
And even in our own lives.
Yes, the ebb and flow of emotions.
So are you saying that emotional ups and downs are just part of the natural order of things?
That's what the Kybalion suggests.
I mean, we all experience joy and sorrow, excitement and disappointment.
We do.
So is the Kybalion suggesting we can somehow control those swings?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
While acknowledging the inevitability of these cycles, the Kybalion suggests that by mastering this principle, you can actually transcend the extremes
Really?
and achieve a greater sense of inner peace.
Wait, emotional mastery. Sign me up.
I know, right?
But how do you actually do that?
Well, it involves understanding the rhythmic nature of emotions,
Okay.
recognizing the patterns, and learning to ride the waves instead of being tossed around by them.
So it's like surfing the emotional tides.
I like that analogy.
I do too.
All right, we're making progress. We've still got 2 more principles.
2 more.
Yes. The 6th is cause and effect, which states that nothing happens randomly.
Okay.
Every action has a reaction.
So everything happens for a reason.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Even if we don't understand the reason at the time,
Even if we don't see it.
the Kybalion suggests that by understanding this principle, we can gain a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of events
I like that.
and the consequences of our actions.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now for the final principle.
Bring it on.
This one is gender, and I want to emphasize up front that this isn't about biological sex as we understand it today.
Okay.
It's about a universal creative principle,
Interesting.
interplay of masculine and feminine energies that's necessary for creation on all levels.
Oh, so like a cosmic dance of creation.
Exactly. The spark that ignites new ideas, new forms, new possibilities.
I like that.
And this principle is active in everything from the formation of the universe itself to the workings of our own minds. The Kybalion talks about the dual aspects of mind, the active I representing the masculine principle, and the receptive me representing the feminine.
Okay, so the masculine principle is about putting things out into the world.
Yes.
And the feminine principle is about receiving and nurturing those creations.
You're getting it. And we'll
Wow.
definitely come back to this principle and explore its implications in more depth later on.
I can't wait.
But for now, just know that these 7 principles form the foundation of Hermetic philosophy
7 principles.
and its core concept, mental transmutation.
Okay, so we've got these 7 principles, but how do they actually work together? What's this whole mental transmutation thing about?
That's where it gets really fascinating.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mental transmutation is the art of transforming your mental states using these principles.
Okay.
It's alchemy, but for your mind.
Hold on. Are we talking about turning lead into gold, but for our thoughts and feelings?
You got it. The Kybalion suggests that by understanding and applying these principles, we can actually transform negative emotions into positive ones, overcome limitations, and even shape our reality to some extent.
Okay, this is blowing my mind.
It's pretty profound stuff.
We've got this idea of a mental universe, 7 cosmic principles, and the potential to transmute our reality using the power of our thoughts.
We're just scratching the surface.
Wow, and we're just scratching the surface.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore how this mental transmutation actually works,
Okay.
delving into the techniques and practical applications that the Kybalion offers.
I can't wait. This is
Yeah.
getting me really pumped to unlock the secrets of this ancient wisdom.
It's an exciting journey, and I'm glad you're along for the ride.
I am too.
So buckle up.
Let's do it. Okay, we're back.
Back for more.
Ready to dive deeper into the Kybalion.
Let's dive in.
Last time, we uncovered those 7 mind-bending Hermetic principles.
Right.
But we ended on a real cliffhanger.
What was that?
The whole idea of mental transmutation.
Oh, yeah.
Using the power of thought to actually transform our reality.
That was pretty wild, huh?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
It is a radical concept, even by today's standards.
But how do we actually do it?
Yeah, does the Kybalion give us, like, a step-by-step guide?
Does it?
Well, not exactly a precise formula, but it offers some pretty profound insights
Okay.
and techniques to work with.
Okay, I like techniques.
Think of it more as an ancient map, guiding us through the terrain of the mind.
Okay, so we've got our map and compass.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, the first step is understanding that thought is a force,
Okay.
a vibration.
Oh, right.
Remember the principle of
Yeah,
vibration?
everything is in motion. Everything's got a unique frequency.
Exactly. So the Kybalion suggests that by changing the quality of our thoughts,
Okay.
we change their vibration and therefore their effect.
So their effect on ourselves and our reality.
Right.
So let's say I'm like anxious about a big presentation, like a really big one coming up. If I like consciously shift my thinking
Okay.
from that fear of failure to like a vision of myself totally nailing it and getting all this positive feedback,
Yeah.
am I changing my vibration?
To a higher frequency.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
It's like what, tuning a musical instrument?
Exactly. If you want to change the note, you got to adjust the strings.
So our thoughts are the strings.
Right. And mental transmutation is the tuning process. So we're turning them to a more harmonious frequency.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could be really powerful.
Right.
But if it were that easy, wouldn't everyone be like walking around blissed out?
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
In perfect mental harmony.
Yeah, clearly there's more to it.
There's gotta be.
The Kybalion highlights one of the key challenges,
What's that?
the influence of our subconscious mind.
Oh, right, our subconscious.
Think of it like an iceberg.
Okay.
The conscious mind is just the tip that
Yeah,
we see,
right.
but the subconscious.
Is the huge mass underneath? Okay.
So even if I'm consciously trying to change my thoughts,
Yeah.
my subconscious might be working against me.
Yeah, that's kind of unsettling.
It can be, yeah.
So how do we address this?
Address this subconscious sabotage.
Yeah.
Does the Kybalion offer solutions?
Yeah. Like, what can we do?
It does. It suggests persistent affirmation.
Affirmation. Okay.
By repeating positive qualities we want, we can reprogram our subconscious.
So we're like planting new seeds.
In the garden of our subconscious,
Meaning, yeah.
seeds aligned with the reality we want.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So no overnight transformations.
It takes time.
But what else?
What else does the Kybalion suggest?
Yeah, what other techniques?
Well, remember that principle of polarity.
Everything has opposing poles.
Yes. So instead of fighting negative thoughts head on,
Okay.
we can transmute them
Transmute them. Okay.
into their positive opposites.
So like instead of trying to like squash fear,
Yeah.
I should focus on cultivating courage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of dwelling on insecurity, concentrate on building confidence. By focusing on that positive pole, you diminish the power of the negative one.
So it's like what? Shining a light into a dark room?
Perfect analogy. The darkness can't exist where there's light.
Okay, so I'm getting a feel for how these principles can be applied.
Right.
But you mentioned that the Kybalion hints at shaping our reality, like
Yeah.
externally.
That's where the concept of the universe being a mental creation comes in.
Right, okay.
The Kybalion proposes that if reality is ultimately a projection of mind,
Okay.
then our thoughts have the power to influence that projection.
Okay, this is still a bit mind-bending.
I know, it's a big
It
concept.
sounds a little too much like wishful thinking makes it so.
Right.
And that feels a bit simplistic.
It can feel that way, yeah.
Right.
But consider the placebo effect.
The placebo effect.
It's well documented.
Yeah.
People experience real changes just based on belief.
So their belief, their thoughts, are powerful enough to create results in their body.
That's the idea.
Wow.
And the Kybalion takes this concept a step further.
Sure.
It suggests we can consciously use this power.
To shape our lives.
Yes, in profound ways.
That's pretty empowering.
Isn't it?
But if mental transmutation is so powerful, why isn't everyone doing it?
Well, as we've already touched on, it's not exactly easy.
Right.
It requires self-awareness, discipline, consistent effort.
It's not just about thinking positive thoughts then.
Right. It's about directing our mental energy.
And taking action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Kybalion emphasizes that knowledge alone isn't enough.
Got it.
You have to put these principles into action.
In daily life.
Yes.
So it's like any skill you have to practice.
You have to hone your mental muscles.
Right. To achieve mastery.
It's a commitment.
Okay. I'm ready for the commitment, but I need some guidance.
You want some practical exercises.
Yeah, like what can we do?
The Kybalion is full of these little nuggets of wisdom
Okay.
called Hermetic axioms.
Hermetic axiom.
They're like concise instructions.
Ooh, I like concise instructions.
Give me something I can start practicing today.
Yes.
Okay, here's one. To change your mood or mental state, change your vibration.
Simple, right?
Oh, it sounds simple.
But how do you actually change your vibration?
Good point. Luckily, the axiom continues. One may change his mental vibrations by an effort of will in the direction of deliberately fixing the attention upon a more desirable state.
So it's about using willpower
Yes.
to focus our attention on what we want.
Yes, rather than what we don't want.
On the positive, not the negative.
Exactly.
And that changes our vibrational frequency.
That's the idea.
The Kybalion is all about the power of our mind,
To shape our reality.
both internally and externally.
Yes.
This is incredible. We have this untapped potential
Within us.
to transform our lives.
It's exciting, isn't it?
But I'm guessing there's a lot more to this mental alchemy.
Than just willpower
Yeah.
and positive thinking. You're right. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore some more nuanced techniques.
Nuance is good.
It is. As well as the challenges we might encounter along the way.
I'm definitely intrigued. This is starting to feel less like wishful thinking and more like a genuine path to self-mastery.
It is a path, and one worth exploring.
Wow, that last part really got me thinking.
Powerful stuff, right?
It is. We were talking about mental transmutation, shifting our vibrational frequency
Yeah.
and shaping our reality.
It's like uncovering these ancient secrets.
Hidden in plain sight.
Exactly.
But as we go deeper into
And
this...
the mental transmutation, the Kybalion has some warnings for us.
Warnings. Okay, what kind of challenges might we face?
And one thing it emphasizes is aligning our actions with our thoughts.
Oh.
It says that knowledge without application is like a seed that never gets planted.
Right, it can't blossom.
No chance.
I've been guilty of that.
We all have.
Setting intentions, but not taking action.
Like a missing puzzle piece?
Exactly. So it's one thing to have positive thoughts,
Yeah.
but we need to turn them into action.
To manifest real change.
So how do we bridge that gap?
Between thought and action,
Yeah, any tips?
the Kybalion suggests acting as if.
As if
As if what?
As if the desired state were already real.
So if I want to be more confident, I should act like I am.
Exactly. Fake it till you make it.
But it's more than just faking it, right?
Right. It's aligning your inner and outer worlds.
Oh, okay.
If you act confident, you send out those signals.
To the universe.
Yes, but also to yourself.
So it shifts your own self-perception.
Like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I see. If you're constantly acting in alignment,
Your internal reality catches up
it creates a feedback loop.
between thought, action, and experience.
Okay. Makes sense.
But there are other pitfalls, too.
Oh, like what?
Trying to control others with our thoughts.
Oh, so no Jedi mind tricks.
Definitely not. The Kybalion is clear about ethical use.
Okay.
It's about self-mastery, not mastering others. Right, not manipulation.
It's about empowerment.
For everyone.
Not control.
So we're aligning with universal laws.
Not bending them to our will.
We're all interconnected.
If we try to control others, we harm ourselves too.
It's like what you put out comes back to you.
Exactly. The Kybalion is about understanding these laws.
And working with them for the greater good.
For everyone's benefit.
This has been so eye-opening. The Kybalion offers so much.
It really does.
It's ancient wisdom and practical tools.
For real transformation.
As we wrap up our deep dive,
Our deep dive into the Kybalion.
what's the one thing you hope listeners take away?
That we are not passive observers.
Oh, I like that.
We are active creators.
In this universe.
And the power to shape our reality is in our minds.
The Kybalion reminds us that self-discovery is a journey.
A lifelong adventure.
And with the right tools,
I can be architects of our experience.
that's so empowering. I'm feeling inspired to put all this into practice,
I am too.
to explore these principles and experiment.
To see what transformations we can create.
It's been incredible exploring this with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive.
And to all of you listening, thanks for joining us.
Keep seeking.
Keep questioning.
And keep diving deep.